Tired of reading pharmacology classifications? Hey all, let's learn classifications in pharmacology with mnemonics. Welcome to Invodent, Memorize with Mnemonics. Today, let's learn and memorize drugs acting on autonomic nervous system, classification of cholinergic, anticholinergic drugs along with anticholinesterases. So first let us learn a small story. A story of Dr. Jitin. Who is Dr. Jitin? He is also an aspirant like you preparing for various dental entrance examinations. He is driving towards his friend's room to prepare have a combined studies. So he says my cab runs by map. So students, look at here. I have highlighted the mnemonics you have to remember on the top of the slide in the every side of the story. So my cab runs by map. Dr. Jitin says this, my cab runs by map. Hope you remember this mnemonic. So he goes to his friend's place and sees Dr. RP and she's playing with her pen. He thinks that Jitin thinks that RP's pen is tricky. So that is your second mnemonic, that is RP's pen is tricky. And after having hi hello, they have started discussing dental materials. Jitin says dimple especially thought as DM, which is perfect and clear. So this is the next mnemonic you have to remember. It is dimple especially thought as DM, which is perfect and clear. After DM class, everybody will be tired as usual. Then what did they all do? They all had an ice cream. So next all had some ice cream at home, which is tasty and made us happy. This is the next mnemonic by Dr. Jitin who is saying it. This is that you have to remember. Next all had some ice cream at home, which is tasty and made us happy. After having ice cream, now everybody is desperately wanted to prepare with general medicine and community, and here we go with the next mnemonic. So now my team concentrates and aspires to quickly prepare on general medicine and community. Then they are done with dental materials, general medicine, community, and now Jitin says time to vacate as we are done with preparation. And this is your next mnemonic, time to vacate as we are done with preparation. Oh, then one of Jitin's friend is Dr. Vasu, and Jitin said Vasu offered a trip to have fun, and all thought best part is that. Obviously, having a trip is the best part of our entire preparation. So this is the next mnemonic that you have to focus on, dear students. It's Vasu offered a trip to have fun. All thought best part is that. Let us apply this each slide of mnemonic to the classifications of drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. So this is my cab runs by map. Let's apply this mnemonic, my cab runs by map, to cholinergic agonists. So cholinergic agonist is the first classification that you are going to learn. The first classification that you are going to learn in the chapter of drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. Thus cholinergic and agonists are again classified into two types: cholinesters, alkaloids. In cholinesters, we have methacholin, carbachol, acetylcholine, and finally we have bethanychol. Alright, so these are the cholinesters. And when it comes to alkaloids, it is muscarine, aricolin, pilocarpine. So if you can clearly see here, dear students, it is M, my CAB, cap, my cap runs by MAP map. Till my cab it is cholinesters and MAP map to alkaloids. Alright, so let's have a quick review of this cholinergic agonist. When it comes to cholinesters, it is methacholin, carbachol, acetylcholine, bethanychol. And it comes to alkaloids, it is muscarine, ericolin, pilocarpine. Alright, so my cab runs by map is a mnemonic for cholinergic agonists. Moving on to the next mnemonic that you have to remember is RP's pen is tricky. RP's pen is tricky. Now let's apply this RP's pen is tricky to anticholinesterases. Dear all, I think you all know about the two types of anticholinesterases, reversible and irreversible. When it comes to the reversible anticholinesterases, it is carbamates and acridine. When it comes to carbamates, it's rivastigmine, physostigmine, pyridostigmine, aerophonium and neostigmine. So, you can see here R rivastigmine, P physostigmine, pyridostigmine, iridophonium and neostigmine. Till here it is carbamates. And then acridine is the next class of drugs in reversible anticholinesterases. That is, only drug which is given in the classification is tacrine. Alright, so RP's pen is tricky to reversible anticholinesterases is here we go with a quick review. Reversible anticholinesterases are again divided into carbamides, acridine, it is rivastigmine, physostigmine, pyridostigmine, iridophonium and neostigmine, and it comes to acridine, it is tacrine. Now to the next slide, Dimple especially taught us DM, which is perfect and clear. So this mnemonic, Dimple especially taught us DM, which is perfect and clear. Let us apply to anticholinesterases, which is irreversible. So we have seen reversible anticholinesterases. Now let us focus on irreversible anticholinesterases, which are further divided into organophosphates and carbamates. In organophosphates, we have deflose, ecothiophate, tabun. Next is your diazine and M4-malathion, and till here this first sentence till here we have organophosphates, and last two, that is P and C, that is for carbamates, it is propoxyl and carbaryl. Alright, propoxyl and carbaryl for carbamates, and deflose, ecothiophate, tabun, diazonium and malathion, these are for organophosphates. So Dimple especially taught us DM, which is perfect and clear, is applied to irreversible anticholinesterases in this way. Next slide is that next all had some ice cream at home which is tasty and made us happy. So let us apply this mnemonic to anticholinergic drugs. I think, dear students, you all know that anticholinergic drugs are further classified into natural alkaloids, semi-synthetic derivatives and synthetic derivatives. Let us keep synthetic compounds to an extent to the later slides. Let us first try to focus on natural alkaloids and semi-synthetic derivatives. So when it comes to natural alkaloids, see N, natural alkaloids, A, atropine, hyoscine. So done with the first line, done with natural alkaloids. Coming to the second line, semi-synthetic derivatives, epratropium bromide, atropine methonitrate, homatropine, thiotropium bromide, hyoscine butyl bromide. So this is semi-synthetic derivatives line. Some ice cream at home which is tasty and made us happy. Semi-synthetic derivatives which are epratropium bromide, atropine methonitrate, homatropine, thiotropium bromide and hyoscine butyl bromide. So these is the two classes of anticholinergic drugs, natural alkaloids and semi-synthetic derivatives. Moving on to the next, synthetic compounds. As I have said, synthetic compounds is a bigger classification comparative to the previous ones. So I have divided them into three sections. So what are those three sections? Dear students, synthetic compounds are divided into mydriatics, anti-secretory antispasmodics, vesicoselective antiparkinsonians. So in the first section of the three parts, we will learn about mydriatics and anti-secretory antispasmodics quaternary compounds. In the second section, we will read about tertiary amines of anti-secretory antispasmodics, and in the last section, we will read about vesicoselective and antiparkinsonians. So let us apply. So now my team concentrates and aspires to quickly prepare on general medicine and community. So now let us apply this mnemonic to the synthetic compounds of anticholinergic drugs. So this S here is the synthetic compound, mydriatics, tropicamide, cyclopentolate. Alright, till here. Synthetic compounds, mydriatics, tropicamide, cyclopentolate. And when it comes to anti-secretory antispasmodics, it is quaternary compounds, In this we have propanthyline, oxyphenonium, glycopyrrolate and clinidium. Alright, so this is the mnemonic. So my team concentrates and aspires to quickly prepare on general medicine and community for mydriatics and quaternary compounds of anti-secretory antispasmodics. Moving on to the second section, that is time to vacate. We are done with preparation. So here, time to vacate. We are done with preparation. So we have seen in the previous slide anti-secretory, antispasmodic, quaternary compounds. Now we are seeing tertiary amines in the second section. So tertiary amines, T, time to vacate as we are done with preparation. Tertiary amines, T, and V for valethamate, and D for dicyclomine, and P for pyrinizipine. Okay, so time to vacate as we are done with preparation. So tertiary amines, valethamate, dicyclomine and pyrinizipine. Right, so moving on to the last part. Vasu offered a trip to have fun. All thought best part is that. So the last part of mnemonics of today is Vasu offered a trip to have fun, all thought best part is that. So coming to the synthetic compounds, the last part, vesicoselective. This is vesicoselective, oxybutynin, T for tolteridone, F for flavoxate. Then the next is anti-Parkinsonian. So this is anti-Parkinsonian, trihexyphenidyl, bipyridine, and the last drug of anti-Parkinsonian is procyclidine. So this is how this mnemonic is applied to these drugs, which are the last part of your synthetic compounds. Hope you have got some thoughts or insight of this classification acting on autonomic system, that is cholinergic, anticholinergic and anticholinesterases. See you all in the next video. Thank you for your patient listening.